Last video of the evening tonight, guys. Thanks so much for hopping in and joining me tonight. Just getting over a little bit of a cold. Who knows? I talked to my friend. He always jokes how I douse my nose all the time. I'm always dousing dirty. But my friend, who knows? Maybe I'll always have this hoarse voice. Who the heck knows? But right now, at least I think you guys can hear me, what I'm saying, and it's just good to be back and trying to hang out with you guys and post some content and read the commentary below. It's always nice doing it with you guys. I love each and every one of you guys. Even if you guys disagree with me, you guys are a fantastic group of people to interact with, and the disagreements over sports, that's what it's all about. It's all about sports, and we try to keep it light on this show. I want you guys to come here and just enjoy sports commentary and take the seriousness and the edge off of your life and just relax and just talk football and have some fun banter between rival fan bases. So here we go. The LA Rams are the talk of the town. They trade Robert Quinn to the Dolphins, who I think is a pretty good defensive lineman. Then they have Alec Ogletree, who had a very poor season, but Alec Ogletree really is the heart and soul of the defense for the Rams. Even though Alec Ogletree's play diminished and got worse, he was one of the worst linebackers by Pro Football Focus. He was slow at diagnosing run plays, oftentimes was late. His instincts were not as sharp as usual. But Alec Ogletree just had a kid, and that's not excusing things, but Alec is also a great leader. Him and Todd Gurley are best friends. They're both from the University of Georgia. So you lose a guy in Alec Ogletree that is a great locker room presence. Alec Ogletree is a big-time locker room presence, great guy, team leader, Class A personality, okay? Now, the Rams get Marcus Peters, and the good news for the Rams is they didn't give up a lot of great draft picks. Now, it makes you think, why is Andy Reid and Brett Veach, why are they trading Peters for low value? It's probably because of personality concerns. Just like Bennett was dealt for a fifth-rounder, I think that was for chemistry improvement in Seattle. I think that the move to trade Marcus Peters was for chemistry improvement in Kansas City. In a couple of years, he would have been expensive, and basically he was expendable somehow for those draft picks, okay? So now Denver deals Aqib Talib, who is an older quarterback. But the good news for the LA Rams is Aqib Talib, he is known to be kind of a wild guy. I mean, Aqib Talib was the guy that snatched Michael Crabtree's, necklace off. He definitely gets into extracurricular activities on the field. And then off the field, you had a very absurd story where he was involved in some kind of shooting in a Dallas, Texas nightclub. And I believe that was one summer or 2 summers ago. So Talib had been hanging out in previous summers in the wrong place. So that's what the public knows. So Talib, he has some questionable character flaws. Yeah, I mean, it might not be flaws, but he has questionable character issues and things. If he's getting in the fights, if he's losing his cool during games, if he's aggressive. Talib, from a football standpoint now, is tremendous. He has played with Wade Phillips. He was successful and won a Super Bowl under Wade Phillips. And a couple of years ago under Wade, he was better behaved. He wasn't going into the nightclub situation in Dallas. I remember less on-field, altercations, and Sean McVay believes that his culture can help out Aqib Talib. So basically, Les Snead and Sean McVay are basically saying we have so much trust in Wade Phillips. We have our culture, we're taking talented guys with a little bit of temperamental concerns, but we believe that we can get these guys in and that they can produce at a very high level. From a football standpoint, if you took out all the temperamental concerns, this move is like it's like an A-plus move, the way that you're going to get Marcus Peters and Talib. However, Peters is inconsistent. Talib, I think, is a more talented player, albeit older. But the thing is, in football, chemistry is so important in the locker room everywhere. Now you lose Alec Ogletree. You have to be with these football players all the time in OTAs and training camp. And listen, the production is Sunday, but for you to practice effectively, your team has to be mentally in check. Everybody needs to be pushing in the right direction for you to win a Super Bowl. Now, this is an extremely talented defensive backfield. You're losing Tremaine Johnson, and if I could have any of these quarterbacks, I honestly would take Tremaine Johnson. We talk about how the Michael Bennett move to the Eagles was a low reward because the Eagles had a very good defensive line because they're Super Bowl champions. But you look now at the Rams, you're going to have to pay Aaron Donald a ton of money. The Rams lost last year in the first round of the playoffs. They're trying to swing now with Jared Goff not getting paid, with Donald and Gurley still under their rookie contracts. So essentially, this is a big balls move from Les Snead, and it certainly can blow up. And would I have done this move to get Talib? I'm really not sure. I probably would not have. I would have liked to have signed Tremaine Johnson. Tremaine Johnson, I think, is a great player, and Tremaine is, I think that he's a lot safer personality than the other two guys. I mean, the other two guys are known to be kind of temperamental characters, and Tremaine Johnson, there's none of those concerns with him. He's long. Tremaine Johnson's a very good quarterback in this league. When you look at Talib, when you look at Peters, I think that the thing could possibly blow up in their face because these are two crazy guys. As Adam Schefter put it mildly, he puts it mildly, almost as mildly as me, that these guys are personalities. So I'm extremely curious to see how this one's going to gel. It's going to be a ton of fun watching these guys play football, play with an edge, and it could be a huge home run. I think that when they got Marcus Peters, I was very lukewarm on that, and now you stick Talib in there. Boy, oh boy, it's going to get wild. I like Talib even more than Peters. I think Talib is incredibly talented. Talib was a Super Bowl champion. Marcus Peters was a guy that got kicked out of college at Washington. He plays, on a team in Kansas City where he doesn't have to be a choir boy, and still Kansas City wanted to get rid of him. So I look at Talib. Talib was at Kansas. Talib's a little bit older. Trust Talib a little bit more. But right now, with nothing on the field to look at, all we can see is through the prism of will these guys get along or not. And I'm not going to be the guy up there celebrating that this is a home run move. I think that I'm very much on the fence about this move. I don't know if I like the move. Getting rid of your linebacker, that's a big voice in the locker room, and then bringing in Talib, and you're just bringing in so much. You're just adding flame to a possible fire. That's what I see with the LA Rams. But is there talent? Yes. Are they taking chances? Yes. Do I like what Les Snead and Sean do? Yes. Even though I might not like Jared Goff's game, people think I'm a Rams hater. Even though I do Niners videos, get along with the Niner Empire, people think I'm a Rams hater, and that's fine. This move right here is perplexing. It's a big risk. Now, Talib, though, he did say that he wanted to play for either Patriots or for the Rams with Wade Phillips. So reuniting with Wade Phillips, this move isn't quite as poor as the Marcus Peters move. And we'll see. When the going gets tough, how will these guys operate? I'm just going to warn you that it could go south, but let's see if the Rams can shut up all the critics, including me, and we'll see about this move. I'm not going to say it's going to be a disaster. It actually has a chance to be a huge home run success. I get the move. I get the move by, the more you think about it, the more you look at it, Wade Phillips, Talib, the window of trying to win a Super Bowl championship. It's a big balls move. The Eagles, totally unnecessary move, getting Michael Bennett. This move here could be a necessary risk, and we're going to learn a lot about how important chemistry is on defense in the NFL. You know, when you play defensive back, you can talk more trash. Josh Norman, that was his job to get in Odell Beckham's head. When you're a wide receiver, you have to cooperate with the quarterback, with the offensive line. You have to fit into the system. But you're on an island when you're a quarterback, and you're allowed to have that alpha dog, in-your-face mentality. So I definitely don't hate the move as much as the Bennett move. I actually like the Talib going back to Wade Phillips more than I like Marcus Peters. If you have Tremaine Johnson and Talib, it'd be even a little bit better. I like Tremaine Johnson and don't get why they're tossing him aside because I think he was a very good player. But here I laid out my concerns with this move. And the rest remains to be seen. Very interesting move. Do I like the move? I'm going to say no because it's just too many hot heads in one area. But I can see them succeeding. There is a possibility that it could be a huge success, and I'll be the first one to acknowledge those Rams fans that were correct in applauding